Hey everyone! Welcome to episode 6 of the Purl Passion podcast. My hair looks like a disgusting mess, but that's okay. I wish I knew how to see where there we go. Never mind. I'm good now. So I just ended up doing a last minute feed for my baby. So everyone's gonna be really mad at me because the thumbnail of this video is going to have a baby in it. But she's kind of fussy, so I gave her to her dad to take upstairs. So she's not here today. Maybe when she's a little bit cheerier, I'll take her down, and because you guys don't want to see a fussy baby cry in my video. Nobody wants to see that. Still trying to figure out how to. This is very different. The YouTube Live is a little different from the Instagram Live. So it's a little different than I'm used to. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to work it, even though this is my 6th video. It's okay. I'm turning this off because it's like super bright. Okay. So yeah, like I said, welcome to episode 6 of the Purl Passion podcast. I just got finished just nursing my baby and passed her off. I keep calling her him, which is awful because I get my kids mixed up, which is terrible. One's a boy and one's a girl. I'm constantly calling one a him and one a her, and it's all good. But yeah, it's been an exhausting 2 weeks. My mom went back to Nova Scotia this week, or last week. So she's almost on her quarantine now. She had to do 2 weeks quarantine in Nova Scotia. So she's almost on her quarantine now. So she's been back for almost 2 weeks. And so it's been exhausting. My husband is a teacher, so he works full-time, and they're doing online learning. But that doesn't mean he's allowed to stay home. He has to do online learning from the school. So he's not here all day. So I'm here all day with 2 kids and a newborn, and it's been a little crazy by myself, but I'm handling it well. So I think that's good. Oh, excuse me. But my son also, we put him in a preschool program this year. So he goes to preschool. He used to go to preschool 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, for 2 hours. But because the school closed down, they also closed down the preschool and went online. So I'm online teaching my kid preschool, which is fun. It's actually really fun. It's just 2 days a week. Their teacher sends like a little video, and it's like 20 minutes long, and they send all the stuff home to do the crafts and coloring pages and that kind of stuff. So my son really loves it, and it actually kind of ties him up at the kitchen table watching a video half the day because he likes to watch the video over and over again. I'm not really sure why, but he does. He watches it over and over again and listens to the song. So it kind of ties him up for half the morning. So then at least I can either stay with my baby or get something done, which usually I'm with the baby because she's been fussy lately. She's doing this thing where she doesn't like to sleep. So instead of I'll get her to sleep in my arms, and then I'll put her down, and then as soon as I put her down, she wakes up. So it's like, ugh. So then I have to pick her back up and get her back to sleep again. But I've been learning that if I wear her in a carrier, that she's fine. She'll sleep in that carrier forever, except for the 2 of us get extremely warm because it's extremely warm in those carriers. But yeah, COVID situation here is terrible. Terrible. We just keep getting more and more cases, and it's gotten to a point now where there's lots of people in my community that I have heard of that are testing positive, and people I know, people my husband works with, people, lots of different people are testing positive, and it's kind of like, this is really in my community, and I'm kind of terrified of it because I have a newborn baby and a diabetic husband. So yeah, we are ordering in our groceries again, and we don't leave the house. The only person who leaves the house is my husband, and he leaves the house just to go to the school, and he goes into the classroom and shuts his door and then comes home and doesn't see anybody. So we are pretty much locked down for the time being until things in our town get a little better, because, yeah, we don't want COVID. Simple. Hopefully they're going to be, I'm hoping for at least my husband. I think I heard today that they just announced the teachers are going to be put in the category with anyone, when they do anyone from 40 up for the vaccination. So I think my husband hopefully will be able to get his vaccine eventually, because he's diabetic. Yeah, so that'll be good. And I have to figure out whether or not I can get mine. I'm not really sure what the research says on nursing mothers, or whether or not it's safe, what they recommend it. I'm not sure. I have to do some more research. I figured I'd wait until the time came, because I'm not getting it anytime soon, because I'm only 34. And I think right now they're still at 48, and they're going down in age. So yeah, I'm not getting it anytime soon. I'll still have a while to wait. So yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in my life the last 2 weeks. I've been changing a lot of diapers and drinking a lot of cold coffee, which actually this is kind of like my haven right now, because I get to sit here in my basement, which it's cold in my basement, which I'm actually really liking, because after I nursed my baby, it was really hot. It was really hot. So it's cold in my basement, and this coffee is actually hot, which is like the first time I've had hot coffee in many days. And I just get to sit here by myself and talk to a computer screen about knitting, which is fun. It's kind of cathartic for me. It's definitely not about how many people are watching, and although I really appreciate all those who are, because, I don't know, it's kind of fun to know that I'm not talking to myself. But yeah, I really appreciate all the people that do watch, but I don't, I didn't really, like, that's not why I do it for. I kind of just like to sit here and talk to myself and have an excuse to do it. But yeah, there's a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys that I found out about this week. Knit Collage is doing their spring knit along. And if you haven't ever seen Knit Collage, you should definitely check them out. They're a very cool yarn company, and they do pattern kits. And I think their kits for the spring knit along are available until tomorrow, so I may still buy one. I'm not sure. They are super expensive, but the yarn is hand spun, and it's like a chunky yarn, and it's hand spun, and some of it's made with fabric, and I think it's hand spun in India. But yeah, it's stunning. It's so expensive, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to spend $300 on a sweater kit that is going to be chunky, and I don't know if it's going to look good on me or if it's going to turn out well. I don't know. It's just kind of like one of those things that's like a huge investment that I don't know. I've knit chunky sweaters before, and I didn't really like them because, I don't know, I just think they made me look bigger than I was, and I don't know. I worry about it. So I worry about spending $300 on a kit that I don't know if I'm going to like. I wish, and it's not like I've ever, felt the yarn. I've seen pictures of it, and it looks beautiful on the models and stunning, but obviously I'm not a model, and things that look good on them not necessarily going to look good on me. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how tonight goes. If my baby's really cranky tonight and up half the night, I may, in the sleep exhaustion, go on and order one and be like, oops, just spent $300 on yarn. Shouldn't be doing that because I'm not getting paid because I'm on mat leave. Well, I guess I'm on EI, but 55% of your income doesn't go very far, which is what you get in Canada when you're on mat leave, for any of those people who were in the States. So for a year, I get 55% of my income that I would have normally have gotten, which I know I can't complain because that's way better than most people get, especially people from the US. But yeah, those kits, are on sale until tomorrow, so you should definitely go check them out. And if you buy one, I will live vicariously through them and stalk you on Instagram so I can see yours. If I don't get one this time, I definitely will get one another time. it's all the patterns that they have many patterns. Like, I think there's like 6 or 7 different patterns that you can choose from for the knit along. And I do like them in theory, but I don't know if there's something that I would actually like wear. They're stunning patterns and I love them, but I don't leave my house and I don't know if whether or not, I would actually wear them. They'd be beautiful, but I don't know. I overthink a lot of things. Especially when it comes to spending money. So yeah, especially when it comes to spending a lot of money. I'll buy lots and lots of little things that add up to a lot of money, and somehow that doesn't bother me. But when I have to shell out this huge amount of money on one transaction, then I start to freak out. Yeah, another person that I was going to get you to check out on Instagram is at Born a Snowman. And you should definitely check out her Instagram. Her name is Brittany, and she is in Chicago, and she is currently in the hospital waiting for a heart bilateral lung transplant, which I can imagine is terrifying and exciting at the same time. I don't know. I'm sure she'll be excited when it's done and over with and things go well. But yeah, she's a knitter. And I've been following her and her story on Instagram for a really long time. And she has a GoFundMe page. So if you guys want to go check her out, and if you can, donate. If not, share her story. I think what I'm going to do is I'm working on a new pattern now. So I think what I'm going to do is have part of the proceeds go to her GoFundMe. But I have to get my butt in gear and get it out first. But yeah, I've talked to her a couple of times on just through Instagram, and she seems nice. I've never met her, but I feel bad for her. And I kind of feel like, yeah, I don't know. That, yeah. I can only imagine how stressful it is to be in a hospital waiting on any transplant list, because you're just in limbo, and that in itself would be hard enough, not to mention all the medical problems and the cost of it because she's in the States, and just the stress on her and her family. And yeah, anyways, go check her out. Give her a follow. Check out her story. And yeah, you can check out her GoFundMe page. The other thing I wanted to tell you though is that Dire Wolf Yarn Co., my good friend Stephanie, who I'm sure by now you all know Stephanie is my good friend, is got some handmade tail shawl kits coming out. So if you guys are interested in those, check out her Etsy store, and that will be awesome. Yeah, but let's get into some knitting. I haven't been doing a huge amount of knitting because obviously I have been home all day with 2 kids. But I am getting really creative on systems on how to get knitting time in when I normally didn't before. So I'll have to show you guys some of my creative ways. I do have one finished object. I did finish my hat for my son. Put it on my head so you can see it better. Of course, this is for my son, so it's a little short on me, but yeah. So this yarn is by Dire Wolf Yarn Co., and it's custom yarn that she dyed for me because I wanted something that kind of looked like sugarcane in Minecraft. The pom-pom is like a lime green, like green color. You can't really see it because this light is way too bright, but I am ordering a new computer soon, and then I will be able to podcast from upstairs, which will be very exciting because it's dark and dingy down here, and the lighting's really not the best, but it's the only good working computer in our house right now because mine is crapping out. So yeah, I have to use my husband's iMac, which means I'm in the basement. But yeah, this is my sugarcane farm hat. You can see the pattern kind of looks like sugarcane, so I was inspired by my son and my husband, who have obsessively been playing Minecraft. When my son is not playing Minecraft, he is using everything in my house to build things out of as if he was playing Minecraft. So yeah, he uses furniture and boxes and storage containers, toys, shelves, anything he can physically pick up and move gets turned into a house. And I'm looking over here because he's got this huge house built out of all this stuff, which I can't show you because this isn't a laptop, but maybe I'll post a picture of it sometime. But yeah, this is his new hat. And of course, like a normal 3-year-old, when I asked him if he liked his hat, he said he liked the old one better. So when I knit him the old one, he said he didn't like it because it wasn't all green. So then I got one that was all green, and he knit it, and he's like, I think I like the other one better, Mom. But anyways, I like it. If he won't wear it, I will. But yeah, I finished writing up the pattern. So the pattern is now written up. I sent it to a tech editor, using a new tech editor this time. So I'll try that out. So hopefully I get that back in a few days. And yeah, I'm also working on a logo, which is exciting. I've never had a logo before. And it makes me feel kind of professional to have a logo, even though I'm totally not professional at all. I just like logos. But yeah, I'm having a logo done. So I'm in the process of doing that too. So I'll have to add that to my new pattern. But yeah. I don't think I'm going to test knit it because it's only in 2 sizes, small and large. This is the small. As you can see, my ears are here, so it's a little short on me. I could just like pull it down here, and but it stretches to fit, but it's just a little short. So this is the small. It also has a large size, which gives a little bit more length here and an extra little bit in the hat too. So yeah, that'll be good. But yeah, I wanted to show you my hat. I'll take some better pictures of it. I really hate the light down here. It's terrible. I am going to order my MacBook soon. I'm going to make my husband order it for me. Maybe this week. Yeah, so like I was saying, I was trying to figure out some new ways to get more knitting in because I haven't been able to spend a lot of time knitting. Like on a good night, if I can get both my kids down, I can get a couple of hours if I stay up later than I really should of knitting in, which usually I have other things to do, and I don't always have a whole lot of time to knit, but I get a little bit done every here and there. But I have developed a system where I decided that if I have more than one project, and I have a project at each location where I sit and hold my baby while she's sleeping, then maybe I will be able to pick that project up and knit. Because the problem is I find that I get trapped. Like I'll be on my couch and my knitting will be upstairs because I was working on in my bedroom. And then I won't have my knitting, so I'll just be sitting there with a baby sleeping in my arms being like, what am I supposed to do with myself? So yeah, I've decided that I'm now going to start a couple of different projects and put them in different locations in my house. And that way, whenever I get stuck there, I have a knitting project to work on. Because yeah, like I said, my baby doesn't like to sleep in a bed or anywhere other than my arms or in a carrier. So I'm finding it difficult to get anything done, really. But yeah, I started a few new projects this weekend. I am doing a hat for myself, plus I'm also testing my own large hat size because the other ones I've made were the smaller size. So I'm making the larger one for myself, which I kind of have a big head, in all honesty. But yeah, I'm making one for myself, and this is a yarn by Black Cat Custom Yarns, which I can find the tag here, which I have. Yeah, Black Cat Custom Yarns, and it is the color called Widowmaker. It is 100% superwash merino. So I'm going to try and make myself a hat with this one. This is some yarn that Stephanie gifted me at Christmas, and I'm very thankful for that because it's super pretty. I'm loving the way it's knitting up. The colors are so pretty, and I love purple. So yeah, I'm knitting the larger size for myself, and I have a Grocery Girls. I love these pom-poms. I'm now obsessed. I need to order a few more. Grocery Girl pom-pom, which is, you can't tell, but it's like lilac purple. If I like go away from the light enough, you can kind of see that it's like a purpley. It's like a light purple. But yeah, that's going to be the pom-pom for my hat. And I'm super excited because I don't own a hat. That's not true. I do own a hat, but it's a commercially bought hat. And I really feel bad because every time I wear it, people are like, "Oh, did you make that? Because I know you're a knitter." And then I'm like, "No, I didn't. I bought it." Which I feel like is a terrible answer when people know that you're like an obsessive knitter. People are like, "Oh, you're wearing a store-bought hat?" I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's a crime or something against the knitting community to wear a store-bought hat that I didn't make, even though I could make one for myself. I just never have. So yeah, this is my project that I'm working on when I'm in the basement playing with my son. So usually when I'm in the basement playing with my son, I have my daughter strapped to me and she's asleep. So this is one that I can kind of work on when I'm down here just kind of playing with my son and holding my sleeping baby. That's my downstairs project. This is my couch holding a sleeping baby, possibly nursing project. Which currently is a little risky, I gotta say, but we're getting there. So I showed you guys last week the Area 51 Fibers yarn that I purchased, which is a self-striping sock yarn. So I wound it all up, and it turns out that winding self-striping yarn by hand is like the funnest thing I've ever done. I want to buy more skeins of self-striping yarn just so that I can wind it by hand, which seems a little ridiculous because then I'll just have like a whole crap ton of wound balls of self-striping yarn because I can't make that many socks. I just want to keep winding the yarn. But yeah, it's so fun because you can just kind of like wind it by color, and I don't know, it's just a blast. I really enjoyed doing it. But yeah, this is a color called Diamond Sword, which is inspired by Minecraft. And like I said, my husband and son are really obsessed with Minecraft. So I bought this, and I'm going to make my husband a pair of socks, which I made him one pair of socks before that were black, and he didn't wear them because he didn't like the way they fit, because he's very specific about his socks. So I'm going to try again in hopes that I can get it right this time. So yeah, I am starting a sock for my husband. I plan to do it on, I purchased a, 9-inch circular needle. So you can see it's tiny. And I knit my socks on size 1s. So yeah, 9-inch circular needle, which is what I'm going to knit the sock on. But it turns out when you knit toe-up socks, you can't do the cast on a tiny little circular needle. So I kind of have to do the cast on and then do some of my increases until I get it big enough so that I can comfortably put it on the needle. So yeah, trying to nurse and hold the baby while knitting with size 1 metal DPNs. It's a little it's a little slower because I have to make sure I don't poke anybody. But yeah, it'll be a little bit easier when I get the cable on it, so it'll be a little less pointy needles sticking everywhere. But yeah, I just dropped my needle. Now you get to see the mess behind me. So yeah, I'm going to hope that this pair of socks goes better than the last ones, especially since the last ones were black and he never wore them. And knitting a pair of black socks is like torture. I will never ever do it again. I will never knit anything in pure black yarn ever again. Unless it's like, I don't know, the nicest yarn I've ever had in my entire life. And like maybe like cashmere or I don't know. I don't know. I hate black yarn. It's hard to see what you're doing and it's just no fun. I like color. I like knitting things that are more entertaining than a plain black stockinette sock that's black. But yeah, so working on those. That's my couch project. And then I've been trying to figure out, I've been wanting to kind of do a sweater for myself. So I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. There's so many good options out there, but I have so many different skeins of, oops, I better put that in there because I will be looking for that later. I will send my husband all over the house looking for a double-pointed needle that I lost because I do it all the time. My poor husband goes on double-pointed needle searches all the time. Sometimes they're in my hair. But yeah, I've been trying to find a pattern to use up some of my sock yarns. I have, I just buy a lot of sock yarns. So I've been trying to use up some of my skeins of sock yarns. So I was trying to find something that I could do that's like a sock weight sweater, because I like sweaters. You know that a lot of people like to knit shawls and stuff, but I'm not really a shawl girl. Like I've knit one or two of them, but I don't wear them. I think they're really fun and pretty, but I don't know. I like to knit sweaters because I like to wear sweaters more than I like to wear shawls. So yeah, I think I came to decide on this sweater, which is the So Faded sweater by Renee Knits. Yeah, so I'm kind of just like I was kind of just went stash diving to see what I had, what I could find for different colors. And obviously, I believe that hers is probably a nice faded kit that she bought or was given or something that is supposed to be a fade. Whereas I'm just going stash diving and trying to piece together several different skeins of yarn that had no intention of going together ever. So yeah, I did a couple of swatches just to kind of see what I had. I decided I was going to try and do the whole sweater out of my direwolf yarn, just because I have a lot of it. Yeah, I just wanted it to be a direwolf yarn sweater and keep it all in the same dyer. I don't know, I just like being able to use the same dyer for a project. So yeah, I kind of tested out all the different colors that I could find to see together that I could try to put together. So I think what I'm leaning towards, and I haven't really decided yet, I may just scrap the whole thing, I'm not sure. I'm really indecisive. Did I tell you that? Really indecisive. So it takes me a long time to decide on something, especially if I'm going to knit a sock weight sweater. But then again, maybe I should just do it, and if I don't like it, I don't like it, whatever, but I want to like it. So yeah, I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I tested out 7 different colors. And I think my size, I think I need at least 4 skeins, possibly 5, depending on how long I want to make it for the sweater. So I don't have to use them all, but I think what I decided that I like the best, yeah, you guys can't see this very well, but this is a light blue. I'm going to post a picture of this so everyone can see. So this is the light blue, and this kind of fades into like a greeny color. It's a greeny light blue, and then fade that into like a darker blue. And then I decided that I didn't like this one, so I'm not going to use the green. But instead, this is that dark blue again. Like, so this color is this color. So then maybe I'm going to try and fade this like this into that, and then into that purpley color. But this color is more of a stripy color, whereas these colors are more of like a speckly color. So I'm kind of playing around with the idea of either taking this one out. I really like I really like these 3 colors. This fade right here. I really like that. So I'm sticking with that. I'm not sure about this bottom part because this blue fade into the stripy one. I'm not sure I'm going to like that, but what I might do is instead of like, I think the pattern calls for like fading 10 row stripes and then you go into the solid color. Maybe I just won't go into this solid color. Maybe I'll just continue to like use like stripe it with this color so that it's not quite so stripy itself, and then maybe do the same thing with this one to kind of pull the colors together a little bit better. I'm not sure. I might knit another swatch to see how that looks, but we'll see. Yeah, but that is the beginnings of a sweater project that I'm working on. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to go with it yet, but when I decide on my colors, I'll let you know so you can see. And maybe I'll just scrap the whole project and pick a different sweater. I don't know. We'll see. I'm so indecisive. It'll take me forever to decide things. But yeah, I have another thing I wanted to show you guys. I purchased a bunch of stuff, but I still am waiting for a lot of stuff in the mail, so I can't show you that yet. I was hoping that some of it would come today, but didn't come. So we'll have to wait till next podcast. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about a notebook that I bought. Just one sec here. The creator of this notebook is Kylie by @Shades of Knitting. And you can find her on Instagram. And it is a tester notebook for knitting testers, or for, I guess, fiber arts testers. So yeah, it's a really cute notebook. It has different pages, 2-page spread basically for each project. And it's got all your details to add in for your tester information. It's got a spot for a photo and notes and information about what hashtags the designer wants you to use, the designer name, the weight of yarn, your gauge, whether your feedback was sent to the tester, all kinds of different things. But yeah, these were, there's 2 different covers. There's a purple with flowers and this one. I picked up a couple. I'm going to keep one for myself, but I'm probably going to give these ones away to somebody. So yeah, keep an eye on my Instagram if you're interested in picking up one of these tester notebooks. They're really cool. I was thinking of maybe using mine. I do test every once in a while, but I might use it for design too. I'm not sure. But yeah, keep an eye on my Instagram, and I will, at some point when I decide what I want to do with a giveaway for these, I'm going to give them away. But yeah, they're really cool. You should check them out, and they're really reasonably priced too. Like, I got 3 of them, and it wasn't a lot of money. I think they ended up being like $15 a piece or something like that. They're not expensive. So yeah, you should check those out. I also have some yarn that's coming from Australia that I haven't gotten yet. Also this week I placed a Knit Picks order. So I don't know how long that's going to take to get here, especially with COVID and the mail and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see, I guess. Last thing I wanted to do is I posted a message or a story on my Instagram asking if you guys want a lot of money, what would be the big craft purchases that you would first buy? So like the things that you like dream to have, and I don't know, maybe some of you are lucky that you don't have things that you wish you could afford, but you don't. Maybe I'm just don't have enough money. But if you all of a sudden came into a large amount of money and could buy any knitting products or fiber arts products or yarn or whatever you wanted, what would your first purchases be? And I kind of made a list of all the things it's basically my wish list of things that I really want but don't buy because they're expensive, and I'm that way, but I probably shouldn't pay the money, but probably will at some point. But this is my list. I would buy all of the Chigu needle sets. So the little ones, the larger sizes, shorties, I would buy them all because I love them. I would also buy a bunch of kits from Knit Collage because they're expensive and they're so pretty. I would also buy a lot of advent calendars. There's so many advent calendars out there at Christmas time that I like really, really want, but can't fathom paying, Not that I don't think they're worth it and they're too expensive. I don't at all. Like, I totally think that these dyers, deserve more than probably what they're charging half the time. So it's not that I have a problem paying it. It's just that I don't have a lot of money to buy a bunch of advent calendars. But yeah, I especially have been looking and drooling over ones by Dragon Horde Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations. Like, they do a Harry Potter one at Christmas every year, and I think Yarn Cafe Creations is doing like a My Little Pony one. Anyways, I would buy them all. As many yarn advent calendars as I could afford. And if I won the lottery, then I would buy a lot. Hoey & Co bags. I drool over them every time I see them. They're so pretty. There's so many different ones. They're not super expensive, but I don't know. I have a lot of bags, and I don't know. Can't justify buying myself another bag when I don't leave my house. I would buy a sock knitting machine. because they're expensive, but it would be really fun to have one because then I could knit a lot of socks for everyone. That would be fun. And the last thing that I thought of was I would hire someone to weave in all my ends because I think secretly most people want that. And if I had all the money in the world and I could afford it, then I would. I would hire someone to weave in my ends. Once I taught my husband to do it, that's pretty lame of me. I made him help me. It was a blanket project that I was working on that had 1,000,000 ends. And I really needed to get it done. And I was just like, I'm never going to be able to do this. So I was like, guess what? Here's a needle. This is what you do. Pick a side and start going. So yeah, he did help me that one time, but I don't think I could con him into doing it every time. I think he would be rather unimpressed with me if I did that. But yeah, that's all I have for this podcast. Hopefully I have some more of my purchases in next week in 2 weeks when I do my next podcast, so I can show you guys, and hopefully I get some progress done on these projects and maybe start some more. But yeah, if you guys like my podcast, like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. It's @PurlPassion. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to get a new computer. I'm just trying to decide. Like I said, I'm super indecisive, and I'm trying to decide exactly what kind of computer I want. I really like the ones. I've always had a MacBook. I've always had a MacBook, but I really like the ones that are like half tablets, half computers, so that you can use the stylus and write on the screen, because I thought that would be really handy. But I'm probably just going to go with another MacBook, but I do have to order it, and it is expensive, so we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to maybe convince my husband to order it for me this week. He just ordered a new computer. Like, if I could show you guys, there is so much money with the computers down here. It's incredible. Like, there are two, I think these are 17-inch iMacs. There are two iMacs sitting side by side here. They're both like the giant 17-inch. So there's two keyboards, two mice. One's old, I'll give you that. It's an older computer, so we did need to get a new one. Right? And he just has both now. Him and my son play Minecraft on them, so he'll use his good one, and my son will use his older one. But yeah, like, iMacs are expensive, man. He's got two here. So I feel like it's my turn to get a new computer. It's my turn. My laptop is like 10 years old. And when you type something in it, you have to kind of like type it and then give it a minute to think about it before the actual words start showing up, which is really annoying. And I did do, I think, my first 2 podcasts on it, but then the third one I tried to do just like completely crapped out, and I was just like, I can't do this. So I came down here, and hopefully I can go back upstairs and to a nicer area soon when I get my new computer. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks. This podcast has kind of been all over the place, but that's just kind of how my life is right now. Maybe in a couple more weeks I'll be a little bit more settled and a little bit more rested. I think I got maybe 2-3 hours of sleep last night, and not all in the same chunk. I did, however, get a chance to wash my hair, which doesn't really look like it, but I did wash it. I didn't really dry it. It's kind of still wet, but and I changed my shirt, so I don't have throw up on me right now, which is good. But yeah, I apologize for the chaoticness of this podcast. Hope you guys have a great 2 weeks, and I will catch you on episode 7. Later. Now that I have all this stuff out, I've lost the mouse. It's in here somewhere. So now I like can't click end stream until I find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, we're good. Good night, everyone. Oh, now it's backwards. Good night, everyone.